This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Pacific to Atlantic, anytime and wherever you are. Join us.
You are watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio.
Watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio. INCRadio Canada. Join us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening po sa inyong lahat. And we are now broadcasting live from Canada. You are now tuned into INC Radio, changing lives through God's words. I'm one of your hosts for today's amazing show. My name is Brother Denny Lintag from the local of Oakville, Ecclesiastical District of Southern Ontario. Marami po kaming ipaparating sa inyo. We have a very, very, very nice topic for today. At alam namin na kayo ay maging involved dito sa live discussion natin. But before we continue, to our viewers and listeners, please feel free to join the conversation and show your appreciation to your loved ones and friends by acknowledging them in the comment section as well. And so before we move on, pwede po bang mag-acknowledge ako sa aking mga mahal sa buhay? First and foremost, I like to greet my better half, Sister Zeniber Espinas Lintag, and my panganay, my eldest daughter, Sister Denise Espinas Lintag, my second child, Brother Zayden Espinas Lintag, and my youngest one po, Sister Ann Burr Phoenix Espinas Lintag. And also I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to our ecclesiastical district minister dito po sa District of Southern Ontario, Canada, si Brother Raniel C. Sereno, and our Assistant District Minister, Brother Sonny Ricardo, and our CFO Christian Family Organizations Minister, Advisor, Overseer, si Brother Angelo Charles Adriano, and last but not the least, our multimedia advisor po, Brother Nigel Eran Anor. And that's it for my introduction. I'd like to give the mic now po to Sister Kathleen Gao.
Hello, Kuya Denny. Thank you so much po. And hello, of course, to all of our listeners and viewers of INC Radio Canada. And of course, you are watching INC Radio Canada. And I am from the District of British Columbia. Thank you so much, Kuya Denny. And of course, I'm also excited because last week, we talked about the INC concert 110 highlights, and one of our district from the British Columbia, we showed the special moments that happened during that events, and we also showed some of the highlights from Southern Ontario, right, Kia Denny? But
Yes
before
po.
we move on to our topic discussion for today, since Kuya Danny also mentioned some of his acknowledgement, we also would like to acknowledge our district minister here from the District of British Columbia, Brother Glendo H. Baitan, our Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Romeo Maglaya, our CFO, our Christian Family Organization Overseer, Brother Renel Romero, and our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Brian Bellarmino. And hello to my better half as well, Brother Christian Ga. Yan. So for today, and hello to all of our live chat subscribers. So thank you so much. And Kuya Danny, before we go to our topic discussion, we also would like to acknowledge that today we are also celebrating the Canada Satellite Studio anniversary.
Thank you po to everyone who has been with us since day one. That's you po, beloved listeners and viewers. Thank you po, Ate Kat, na naalala po nyo ang very special journey natin. So, we hope and pray to our Almighty God that we continue to be used by Him to deliver Christian values straight to your mobile devices or whatever you use. And we promise po that we will always submit to the church administration in making sure that we impart positive Christian values. Di ba po, Ate Kat?
Thank you so much, Kuya Denny. So today, it's also another special day because we are going back to what happened to the international meet and greet. Kuya,
Ayun.
Kadiwa meet and greet. How exciting, right, Kuya?
Uh, uh, Ate Kat, before we continue, would you like to help everyone understand what is that term that we use today, Kadiwa? What does that mean po? And Kuya Carlo, if you know, you can chime in anytime.
Yes. You know what, Kuya? Because we also have Brother Carlo in our show today. Why don't we introduce Kuya Carlo and he will explain to us what Kadiwa means,
Ayun.
right? Kuya Carlo. Hello, Kuya
Yes,
Carlo.
hello po, Kuya Denny, Ate Kath. Thank you so much for having me po. I'm Brother Carlo from the District of Ottawa, Canada. And again, so to explain Kadiwa, um, it's for those who are single and unmarried, 18 and above. So that is the organization here inside the Church of Christ.
Ayun. So it's a part of the Christian family organizations of the Iglesia ni Cristo or Church of Christ. And I believe that's an acronym po, di ba, Ate Kat? I think that's an acronym. If I'm not mistaken, it's Tagalog, right? For those who are listeners and viewers who are not aware, the Church of Christ we emerged in the Philippines. Kaya, so when the church administration was forming the Christian family organizations, they used the word Tagalog. And then the Kadiwa is an acronym, a combination of words po, right? So I believe it's kabataang may diwang wagas. Ayan. So challenge, Ate Kat, ano yung, I don't know, do you even know the translation there? Proper translation?
It's in the
If you
title,
know po,
Kuya. But
yeah,
I know it's uh youth. Um,
youth with holy or pure intent, I think.
yes.
Pero those who are joining us in the live chat right now, uh, especially if you are well versed in Tagalog and English translation, please po put in the live comments so you can be a part of our live interaction dito po sa show natin sa INC Radio. Yan. So put in the comment section po down below kung ano yung English translation ng kabataang may diwang wagas or kadiwa. Ayan,
Yes,
mga
thanks,
mahal na
Kuya.
kababayan.
So, before we go to our discussion and ask Kuya Carlo what happened during the international meet and greet in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we'd also like to acknowledge from our viewers in the YouTube live chat, we have Brother Mario Oka. He mentioned, "Good morning here in the Philippines and stay safe, brethren. Greetings from local of Brixtonville, district of Caloocan North." We also have Kuya JC Yumo from Calgary, Canada. Sister Hazel Bunag from INC Radio Canada, producer also from Calgary, Canada. And we also have Sister Maria DeYoung. Hello, po brother from Claiborne, extension of Fort Worth, Texas. So, from the District of South Central States. Ayan. So, Kuya Carlo, we don't want to prolong anymore of, the excitement and maybe all the things that good things that happened during the international meet and greet. Tell us how you prepared for the Kadiwa meet and greet, and before going into the international meet and greet, what were your expectations?
So, thank you, Ate Kath, Kuya Denny, for having me once again. But before I get to that, I'd just like to give a special acknowledgement to the District of Ottawa, to our um, District Minister, po, Brother Moriel Cadasio, Assistant District Minister, Brother Aaron Mandiabo, Christian Family Overseer Advisor, Brother Jael Robrigado, as well as the Multimedia Advisor, Brother Frank Glenn Bunag, po. Because without the help of the district park here in the District of Ottawa, how we prepared for this international Kadiwa meet and greet. It was truly something that a lot of the Kadiwas, the brethren here in our district, were looking much forward to, po. Um, so I don't know where to start, but a lot of the brethren were asking me, Kuya Carlo, what's happening? The Kadiwa meeting greet. How are we going to do this? I guess it started off first. We sent out survey forms asking who would be willing to go to Winnipeg, Manitoba. And then we searched around to see how the brethren would get there. And then we started arranging accommodations and rides. So most of the brethren here ended up flying. So we took the plane. Some of them flew out on Thursday morning, got there around Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Some of us flew on Friday, myself included. I flew on Friday. And then once we got there, how it worked is that a lot of the brethren, we would commute to the same airport and we would take the plane together. So that was a really, it's a once, almost like a once in a lifetime experience that you get to travel with the brethren from your district, going to another place in the world, and just seeing not only a few of us in one plane, but once we go to that destination, it's just more brethren. So we prepared days, weeks, months, preparing ourselves mentally and going into it. But how do I say this? We arrived at the airport. They're already the District of Manitoba were so prepared because when we arrived there, we were already accommodated by a minister or worker. I forgot his name, and a secretary as well, and scan members and media. They greeted us. We signed up our forms and we registered, and just making sure all the brethren arrived there. That was like the first day's arrival.
Ayon. So, thank you to the District of Manitoba because, there were a lot of preparations that happened prior to the event and, of course, prior to the arrival of the delegates. But before we go back again, Kuya, and ask you more question, we also would like to welcome Sister Hazel, who's just joined us this evening. Hello, Sister Hazel.
Hello, Sister Kathleen. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from Calgary, Canada. My name is Sister Hazel Buneg, and yeah, I'm from the local congregation of Westmount. I already introduced Calgary. I was at the International Kadiwa meet and greet, so I'm also a host here, host slash assistant producer here on INC Radio Canada. So thanks for having me.
Ayon, Sister Hazel. We've asked earlier to Brother Carlo what were the preparations he did prior to the international meet and greet. What about you? Prior to going to the meet and greet, do you have any expectations prior to going to Winnipeg? And what are the preparations you did?
In terms of preparations, thankfully, this is something I've actually participated in before. It's not my first rodeo, you would say. I've been to, first off, it was a closing centennial ceremony I was able to participate in quite a number of years ago in Washington, D.C. And then I also was able to join with the Brethren for the 50 years in the West in both San Jose and Sacramento in California. So that was back in 2018. So this was my, I would say, my third kind of experience for an international event, in which it didn't just include um, people in North America. It was people from all over the place, including the United Kingdom, which I was able to connect, and I was really happy to be able to join along with the event. As for the preparations to this, in particular, our district here in Calgary, in order to increase the level of participation, our district was able to sign up. I believe it was around probably 40 to 50 delegates from our own district alone, because we were able to rent a bus. In this case, this was about like a 14-hour drive from the district of Calgary, which they departed around, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, 7 a.m. and they were arrived there around 9 p.m. Manitoba time. In which that case, they, of course, there was some breaks involved. I wasn't able to go with them because I had my own itinerary flying in. But in this case, it was a lot of them on the bus, so it was just a great event altogether. In terms of the preparation, I do want to say, if you saw one of the photos there, I don't know if it's playing in the background, but just like Brother Carlos said, it's actually Brother Jerome Cacho. He's actually from originally Southern Ontario, that greeted us right at the airport. And it's such a cool thing just to see him right there. There was actually a table set up when you came from and saw right the Winnipeg sign, and he was just to the left of that, and I just thought that was really awesome to see. Right, you just saw the preparation already from the airport, and them um, designating some kind of shuttle to the two hotels that most of the delegates were staying in for. So, in terms of preparation, myself, I already knew in advance what kind of events that we were anticipating. So I was able to prepare for, let's say, attire, a very busy schedule throughout the entire weekend, which I'm sure most of us are still recovering from. But yeah, that's that's all I have in terms of preparation for now.
So, Brother Carlos, Sister Hazel, there's one thing that stands out when you guys were um, telling your experience po regarding the Kadiwa meet and greet. We noticed that there w- there was much coordination involved, right? Communication is a big key for this to be executed. I dare say flawlessly, right? Um, so one of the things I'm happy to hear from you, Sister Hazel, that you met a brother that used to be from Southern Ontario that actually welcomed you on the place that you arrived. And it goes to show that you never know who you meet, right? Especially now in today's time as members of the Church of Christ. Going back, when I say coordination and planning, I gotta ask both of you, and please feel free to answer. When you coordinated and planned for your days, right? How did you coordinate the clothes you were wearing from day one, and then breakfast, lunch, dinner, day two, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and day three, and so forth? And what's that term? OOTD? Please enlighten us,
I think
Brother
uh,
Carlo or
I think
Sister
Hazel,
Hazel.
I'll take the spotlight for a little bit if you allow me. So, in addition to what Ate Hazel said, yes, the district of Manitoba, they were extremely prepared, and as well as the church administration, because they laid out an itinerary for us beforehand, and they told us the general idea and the event that would happen throughout the days. So we were able to prepare our outfits accordingly. So let's say the first day would be the worship service, and then as well, or the special gathering, and then as well as the formal Kadiwa meet and greet night. So we were to prepare two formal outfits on the first day. Second day, we would go visit the farm, the INC farm, the Unlad farm in Manitoba. And we actually had a theme, and it was flannel shirts with INC giving t shirts or a white t shirt and jeans, just to have that, that cowboy or a little bit farm rustic look. Um, and then afterwards,
Nice.
yes, Bogo, yeah. So that was kind of the idea we were going for. And then the rest of the days, we would have time to go around, spend time with our beloved brethren, and to just explore the city. So afterwards, we were free to wear just casual clothes, but as long as it was always in Christian attire, making sure that we were comfortable in our clothes as well. So when it came to preparation, I know for our district, brethren would update each other every day. Would be asking each other, "What's your outfits? Oh, what are you wearing for the formal? What are you wearing for the farm day?" For the formal, most of the time, like I prepared with my brother. So I remember when we got the news and when we actually got the flight tickets, I think that same day when we got back home, we were talking to each other and we said, you know what? Let's make an outfit right now for the formal. So then we spent like a good maybe hour, and we were rushing. We're like, okay, we got our formal outfit, we're good. And then now we're like, okay, it's fairly casual clothes in the farm. So it was a lot of fun.
Wow. So you hyped each other up. You made sure that
Yes.
everyone looked top notch.
Oh yes.
You took care of your brother. I guess Sister Hazel, you were with your sisters or your buddies, and then you made sure everyone is well coordinated.
Yes, bro.
When I was watching the show, the clip, everyone looked sharp, right?
Bro.
So it goes to show, you know, um, you can't go wrong when you join the many exciting activities inside the Church of Christ. You won't be on the losing end. Ate Hazel, when you were there, Kuya Carlo mentioned how he prepared his OOTD. Ikaw naman po, can you share how you engineered or structured the do's and don'ts of your outfit for each uh, schedule po?
Sure, Clea Denny. So, in case others don't know what OOTD means, it means outfit of the day. Okay, so that's just another acronym. And if I was going to say something about Brother Carlo and Brother Mark, who's his brother, I would say they were looking pretty sharp. Yep, pretty fashionable. Yeah, I would say that was quite a standout. As for the outfits, I was able to prepare. So we did have a special service, thankfully, and with the grace of the church administration, we were able to witness and listen to a special service that was preached by our brother Joel San Pedro. So of course, we want to look our Sunday, Saturday best, and make ourselves look presentable. So after that special service, we had a little bit of a break. So this was last Saturday already, which is, kind of blows my mind. This was just last weekend. But afterwards, we had the formal. So they turned around the same space at one of the hotels into a banquet where everybody was, I would say most people were dressed up to the nines, if we're going to use that expression.
Wow.
So, including, well, I thought I dress up very usually at Sunday's best, no doubt. But this is like a once in a lifetime, or maybe not once in a lifetime, but this is a very big occasion where you can strike an impression, right? So whatever you're wearing
I
is
like
what
that.
people will remember you as.
I like that term. You aim to strike. Was that good impression, right? Which is, like that's one of the geniuses and the vision of the church administration, right? Um, they make sure that the brethren inside the Church of Christ, the youth, um, they have a positive, like memorable event. So, and I'm so happy and so excited. So when you were actually mentioning that, I was kind of like reliving, wow, what an amazing time to be a Kadiwa. Or, you were not, oh, and you mentioned po that you attended a special gathering. And I'd like to give special thanks to the church administration for not only catering to the youth to have fun, to have a Christian fun, but also they want to make sure that there's spiritual guidance, that an event that will make the event more memorable. And so a little bit, we're not going to double on too much about the special gathering, but if you're going to take away on that, um, the topics of the special gathering, what are the things that you can take away po, Kuya Carlo?
So, and in addition to what Ate Hazel said, that it was a almost like a really big event. It's like almost once in a blue moon, and it's really a big event for everybody. Everybody for that formal, we were on our top notch. We were on our A game, making sure that we were the most clean, and it's a almost sometimes we might see those brethren, maybe we don't know when, and those interactions were one of the most special things that I can say personally that I've experienced. That those 3 days weekend that we've had, as much as the last days, I was completely drained. No more social battery at all. I was trying my best to try and to even, let's say we leave the place, we leave the venues, we go to another place, we meet up with more Kadiwas. So then the interaction just keeps going and going. It's just back to back, learning about other people's lives, learning about where they're from, their locale. Um, just seeing that the fact that brethren from all over the world came to one single location here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, um, it was really it grounded me more into the church. It allowed my faith, my love for the church to grow a lot more deeper because as much as they are, let's say, strangers per se, and it's the first time that we meet them, it's a lot easier to conversate with them because we have one thing in common. And that one thing in common is our membership in the church. So whenever we talk to each other, it's as if, we've known each other for forever. It feels like, they just live around the corner. It feels like we're in the same locale. So just talking to them just feels like, it just feels like they are your brothers, they are your sisters, and the energy and the love, the connection that everyone had, it says, you know, we just grew. Like the first day, everyone still kind of has their boundaries. We still didn't break the ice yet. Second day, everyone knows each other. We're just, hopping from different groups of friends, going all around, be like, hey, how's it going? You guys look good. It's nice to meet you guys so much. And all those interactions, all those moments we spent, even though it's only 3 days, that's something that I think not only for myself, but all the Kadivas that were there, um, I can still see on now, even on social media, that everyone still has withdrawals. Everyone's still reminiscing about those interactions, those moments we had, the laughters and everything. So something I can take away from that is just these activities that are launched by the church administration. It's not just to strengthen the love, the brotherhood, but it's also to just show how grateful we are, to make us realize that you know we don't need to look outside the church to find some kind of happiness. We don't need to go towards the social media things or the things of this world to be able to find some sort of fulfillment, when instead we can just have one big activity, and all we need is just the love of the brotherhood. We need each other, we need the church, we need Almighty God. So these things are made this is what sank in after the meet and greet, just that realization post activity, Paul.
That's
And
really, yeah.
oh no, sorry. I'd like to just point out when you said social battery is zero. That's a term, right? It's called happy tired, right?
Yes,
You're
Paul.
tired, pero you feel happy inside and fulfilled, right, Sister Hazel?
Yes, if I could chime in, I would say, especially during, I would say day three for most people, more day two for me, but it was the farm day after we had such a long Saturday that I was really tired. At the same time, I wanted to socialize, but my social battery was already like almost drained. So I was like, okay, let's take a little bit of a breather here and then go back to the actual activity. But as for what I took away, if that was your initial question, I just love being able to see people from not only just Canada, which I'm familiar with people from all over the place, but it was from even new faces that I had no idea. It was just those little conversations that you had with people and catching up. It was uh, all these memories just come spurring back from way back when you met before to then to I guess meeting again at an activity, or if you just met, it's asking all those initial questions, right? So it was all those new connections formed, and I would say I what I appreciated, uh, not only this is just a special service, which was something that I think most of us took away. There were three particular words that I can't do justice. Maybe Brother Carlo knows, but it's those three particular words that I think all of us took away from that special service. That would be one of the most memorable experiences from the entire weekend. So yeah.
I think those words Ate Hazel was isa isip, isa puso, isa gawa. So I don't normally speak Tagalog, but when in that special gathering, it was explained in deeper meaning. Um, I like how it was sectioned out and it was explained how we can relate to that as members of the Church of Christ, and that's one thing that really stood out that whole weekend. That not only the words of God that we received in that special gathering, but it was all the more applied throughout the days of the meet and greet. The brethren that we met, we internalized them, not only learning about their life, but then afterwards the connection that obviously resonates with the heart, it resonates with everybody else, and then afterwards it's how we carry on with that friendship, how we move on with our lives. We met, but life still goes on. But at the end of the day, and then at the end of that meet and greet, everyone's hearts were just a lot more warm, and we just felt a lot closer to each other into the church. So really, really a
Kuya,
memorable experience. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you a very quick one. From all of the activities from day one to day three, what is your favorite part?
That's I don't know what to say. That
I
what's
know
my favorite
Nice.
part?
I
That's
asked
nice.
you
That's a good
the
question,
hard
I think that.
question. I
That
know.
that is a very hard question. I mean, personally, I would say the special gathering. That's the one where you know,
Very good answer,
yeah,
brother.
the special gathering. As much as everyone's looking to the formal and the casual days, the most important one was the special gathering, and definitely it was more than I could ask for in my prayers. But it was more than a devotional prayer. It was fulfilled, and I felt it more beyond. It was beyond my expectations, Paul. That uh, you know, after that special gathering, and what a way to start our first day of meet and greet than a worship service. So that worship service, it was kind of early in the morning. Brethren got ready. We prepared, we meditated, and then throughout that whole special gathering and afterwards, it was like a breath of fresh air. The brethren were even more hyped to meet each other again that same night, go back home, go back to our hotels, our places, and just prepare for the rest of the weekend, because that just gave us the superhuman energy, the faith, the love. That's all what we needed. So when we started that special gathering, it was like Ate Hazel said, those three words. That's the one that was my favorite part, because I was paying attention throughout the whole special gathering, but when it came to that part, personally, it hit me a lot more different. Um, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain that kind of feeling when you're just listening throughout a lesson and there's just something that sticks out the most to you. For me, it was that was my favorite part of the lesson. That it was just overwhelming knowledge and wisdom, and yeah, I can't really describe that feeling, but I'm sure we all
I
had that. Yes, at
Yeah, go
Hazel.
ahead, Sister Hazel.
Yes, I totally agree. It was just at that particular moment, I think um when those words were said, it was a feeling in the room that you can just feel that everyone took away that particular lesson. And Yeah, it is. I feel it's a feeling that's kind of undescribable. If I could just chime in because I do see the YouTube chat, so I just want to take the opportunity to recognize because I do remember some of them and their faces in the chat. So I don't know if they knew I was in INC Radio Canada, but if you listened to last weekend, I was able to do a few. I think we were able to do a few interviews right during the event. So if you want to tune into INC Radio Canada, last week I'll just name some of the names here. We have um, brother Jed Superpena. He's from the locale of Surrey in British Columbia. I see him a lot in these type of events. So it was nice to see him again and catch up. Brother Joe Mart, who I was with, he's from the Greater Toronto. I see you on the chat. So thank you for tuning in. I think we have Sister Cass here. If I'm not mistaken, you're from the District of Florida. And
Yes.
I think she was on IC Radio Florida earlier, if I'm not mistaken, because I was tuning in. So if there's anything that I want to say is for the District of Manitoba, I didn't know everything that went on in the planning process of Manitoba, which hopefully we'll be able to expand on next week. But just being there as a spectator, as a witness, it was something that was really organized. It was something to be really proud to be a part of, and I was just in awe. Just imagining the type of huge event and the huge coordination involved, getting all these brethren from all over the place and making sure that everybody was happy, everything was in order. Um, as far as I'm aware of, there wasn't too many negative experiences or stories. Everything and everybody had something positive to say about the event. So thank you so much for the District of Manitoba, in particular, Brother Ivan Pasquale from he's a CFO overseer there in the District of Manitoba, as well as Carolan Andrade. He was a district minister, and Ka Belmar Sereno, who is their assistant district minister also. So I just want to thank them so much there in the District of Manitoba. So yeah.
Also, if I may, can I also add in a little bit more to that? Okay, so um, was this, and also just speaking on behalf of the District Kadiwa presidents, because I myself from the District of Ottawa, I'm the District Kadiwa president, and I know in the chat there's Sister Caspo, she's a DCAD president of Florida as well. So one thing that stood out to us, and I'm sure the presidents can relate as well, is that um, when you're in this kind of position, Paul, you can see uh, like just seeing the Kadiwas interact with each other and just seeing your Kadiwas going out there, meeting with other brethren, and uh, seeing those Kadiwas that you didn't expect that, you know, they would shy a little bit from these kinds of activities because it's very big, it's very social. But the fact that they showed up, they put in the effort, they sacrificed, resources, their time, their energy for all these 3 days. I'm sure, and on the last day, and I can speak for like personal experience that I witnessed even close friends and brothers and sisters that they changed so much within those 3 days, like especially their level of faith and the way they were. Before the activity, they were maybe a little bit hesitant, a little bit shy to meet the brethren. But at the end of the whole meet and greet, you know, some of them they told me that it was the best decision they've ever made in their life. That before that they weren't expecting it, but then it completely turned around for them. So as a know president as well and as a leader, that this is what brings us happiness, knowing that we did our part to try to activate the Kadiwa brethren, and to bring them closer to not only to us but to the church administration, to our mighty God, that this activity was successful. We did our part, they did their part, and it turned out to be the best thing not only for us but for everyone that showed up there. So that's one thing that we are very, very thankful for. So much gratitude to all the Kadiwas. Special acknowledgement to all the Kadiwas that showed up there. Thousands of Kadiwas were there that night. Not only that night, those 3 days, you know, I wasn't able to meet all of them, but I met so much that I wasn't able to meet everyone because my voice was given out on the last day. I couldn't talk anymore. I was trying my best. I'm like, "Hi brother, hi sister, how's it going?" And that's that it really paid off. All our preparations, all our devotional prayers, all the sacrifices that everyone did, it just returned something not material, but it was more on the spiritual aspect.
It goes to
Mas
show po,
interest
Brother
mo,
Carlo.
Kuya Denny, sa inyong dalawa.
No,
Right?
no, no. I'm actually humbled by the way I felt your passion. I felt your takeaway. To be honest with you, um, it goes to show that these kinds of activities, uh, the purpose of the church administration was actually felt by the entire brethren there. Kasi Brother Carlo and you, Sister Hazel, uh, I dare say you you became more spiritual matured after this activity. Kasi you've heard your fellow brethren, the Kadiwas that you know are not within your local geographical area, or have experienced the same spiritual love from the church administration. Yung yakap, di ba? Isa puso, isa isip, tsaka ano pa yun, Sister Hazel? Isa, can you
Sagawa.
mention? Isagawa, right? So and we praise our Almighty God for this, and we thank the church administration, especially Brother Eduardo and Ka Angelo, for using this fantastic and amazing activity to make the love of the brotherhood of the Kadiwa organization stronger. And as Brother Carlo and Sister Hazel testified, I believe you're better members of the Church of Christ because of this activity. And we can continue to inspire other brethren to join and produce more activities like this so that we can have a strong foundation. And then when God blesses you guys to become buklod, just like Sister Kathleen and I, right? You can say, oh, when I was Kadiwa, we had so much fun. Join the activities inside the Church of Christ. And po, before we continue, um, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our fellow participants po doon sa Kadiwa Meet and Greet. The hosts po of INC Radio, Sister Erica Celestino. I think I saw her posting activities and posts po. Sister Hazel, was Sister Erica there, Celestino as well? Brother Carlo?
Yes, she was. So she was
Ah,
actually tasked to do interviews for district multimedia instead, so that she wasn't able to help out with radio. But she was able to. She was there also. I just want to say, because I do have to go, I just want to say greetings to my own district, the district of Calgary po, to our district minister, Brother Voltaire Tamisin, our assistant district minister, Brother Eleazar Garcia, and our acting CFO overseer, Brother Johnny Adalia. So thank you so much, Paul. And if there's any kind of takeaway before I go, Paul, that I want to say is that if you ever have the opportunity to join these type of events here in the Church of Christ, I say even if you may have your hesitation, just do it. It's worth it, no matter how much you might have to pay. Okay, maybe within reason, but uh, it's worth it to be able to make the connections. It's going to strengthen your faith. Like, if there's any reason why you should go, it's to do that, right? So, yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister
thank
Hazel,
you
for
Thank you,
po.
Ate Hazel.
and
Thank you
sharing
po.
your experience, right, Kuya Danny?
Yes.
It's heartwarming to listen to their stories, and very heartwarming as well to know that after the activity, the Kadiwa members from various districts from the US to Canada. I know there's also participants and delegates from the United Kingdom, Australia. So wherever they may be, we are all in one church, and it's nice to see them all together in one activity. So Kuya Denny and Kuya Carlo will just interrupt our discussion for now, and we'll get back to it. But before we will actually going to play an INC music video. Kuya Tech, if you may have po, and please listen to all of our listeners and viewers. The INC music video, I Have You.
Sa pagpamay nagtindig ka ng mga lingkod mo mangunguna sa bayan nga iyong inihala sa iglesia sila ay
It's the
nagmamahal.
actual original INC music video that Sister Janina sang. So yan po. So to those who are here, please enjoy with us the INC original music video, I Have You.
Pag-ibig sa
Mukhang
iglesia ang
Ayan, Kuya Danny, mukhang meron tayong technical
Oh, technical.
difficulties. So,
Okay.
we will get back to that, Kuya Danny, and sort that out. But um, before that, and we wanted to close our discussion with Kuya Carlo over here, and he shared so much knowledge and wisdom, of course, from the event. Um, what is your final takeaway from the event, Kuya Carlo? I know you already shared so much. And what is your message to for the Binhi or the youth of the church who's gonna be an upcoming Kadiwa soon, and for the other Kadiwa members to continue to unite with the church administration for if we're gonna have such another international meet and greet or any other Kadiwa activities?
Mhm. Thank you, Ate Kath. So, as speaking on behalf of the Kadiwas po, one thing that I can say, po, with full confidence is that you will never ever regret a single moment whenever you join activities like this. Yes, you might have your hesitations, you might have your doubts sometimes, and we understand, that everyone's going through life. But sometimes it's the best thing we need is to have a break from life and to attend activities like this. Because and as much as we all had busy schedules, we had to take vacations from work to attend the international meet and greet. Little did everyone realize after the meet and greet that this is what they needed, that this is what they wanted. That's what was kind of, that missing puzzle in their life, or that extra push they needed to keep going. So for for the Kadiwas, I can say, Paul, that we understand, coming from COVID, it was hard, and everyone was getting a little bit rusty, and things were difficult. And but now with bigger and more activities that are launched by the church administration, I can say that just keep looking forward to the future. Keep looking forward to big activities like this, because a lot of the Kadiwas here, we had our own expectations. We also kind of set the bar high, but the outcome of the event surpassed those standards, surpassed that bar that we all put. That, oh, maybe the form was going to be the greatest thing, but in fact, it was actually the whole weekend that we spent there, all the beloved brethren that we met there. So I can say that for the Binhis, or the younger members of the church, the baptized members who are not 18 yet, that look forward to your Kadiwa days. Look forward to not only building those friendships at a younger age, because you are going to grow up with these friends for the rest of your life. These are friends that are not, they will not leave you. These are friends that when you make friends inside the church, they're your friends for the rest of your life. Same thing for the Kadiwa members, that as much as we are in our adulthood, we are going to help each other as we grow older. When we have our own separate lives, if we have our own, God willing, we have our own families as well. These are things that we cherish as members of the Church of Christ, our bonds, our connections, and the time we spent using it in attending and being in these kinds of activities. So I can say that always keep your hopes up. Look forward to many, many more activities, because I'm sure that this will not be the last. I'm sure that hopefully, and we're praying that next time we have a meet and greet will not be here on the North America side, but a lot of us here from Canada, we were saying hopefully next time will be somewhere in Europe, or we don't know, somewhere in Asia, or in the US. We don't know, but we are very much looking forward to the next international Kadiwa meet and greet. So that's my takeaway, Paul.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Kuya Carlo. I also wanted to mention, Kuya Denny, that there was a comment in our YouTube's chat. I think this is from the District Kadiwa from Florida. Mentioned that International Kadiwa Meet and Greet was an experience of a lifetime, and we'll always have shared memories and friendships when life gets hard or lonely. O, diba, Kuya? And then another one says, it warms their heart that you can tell that the Kadiwa not only wanted but needed this type of activity. So, yes.
So I believe it's the obvious result of this blessed activity is that it gave a positive experience that produced inspiration to all those who attended the activity. And this is an open invitation to everyone, even those who are not members of the Church of Christ, especially the youth that is here listening right now. If you have friends, INC friends, members of the Church of Christ, that you haven't uh, said, uh, we have many activities like this that we welcome you po. So if you are there listening, please talk to your friends, and we invite you po to the many amazing activities inside the Church of Christ. And we promise you, you'll not only have fun, but you'll have an amazing and spiritual experience when you join the many activities inside the Church of Christ or the Iglesianicristo. Before we wrap up, we would like to end our show a special acknowledgement po to our Christian Family Organization coordinator, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, for everything that you do po for all of us, and most especially to our ever dearest Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, the Executive Minister of the Church of Christ, Iglesia ni Cristo. Thank you po from the bottom of our hearts for your love and concern for the entire church. The Christian family organizations love you po, and we promise you po, Brother Eduardo, we will always unite with activities you launch inside the Church of Christ. We love you po. And thank you po for tuning in to INC Radio Canada. Merci d'avoir écouté INC Radio Canada.
Thank you, Paul.
O Diyos na pagpamahal, nagtindig ka ng mga lingkod mo, mangunguna sa bayan ka iyong inihala, sa iglesia sila